Last week we talked about the combination of two characters and form one single character with totally different meaning. And how we're going to combine two characters into one and make it nice. And from the aesthetic point of view, it will be easy to accept by others. Because for calligraphy, which is very important. Oh, so for example, last week we talked about the combination of two words side by side combination. We also talk about stack from top to bottom. So let's talk about side by side. Side by side, we talk about the character forest. It's combined by two separate character wood. I will talk a little bit more detail, so everyone, if you have heard that before, just take it again because it will not harm you. I always using the example that the Chinese character or Chinese calligraphy, they're very much like a human being. Like for example, you have the two characters side by side. Always the left-hand side like represent a female and a male. So female normally a bit shorter than a male. Okay, so that's why. But if some of the character, the female is much taller and the male is tiny or short or bulky. So how we going to deal with that? Right? So we don't have to really so worry about that, but all we need to know, because this character is born by itself, is tall and skinny, just like a 6 foot tall girl, married with a short and bulky, fatty guy. So how we're going to handle this? We put the short guy in the middle. So that will harmonize. The form like a triangle. Okay? So that's how you make the character look good. And if a character that is stacked up, sometimes they step by 2 characters or 3 characters. Just say if 3 characters, we have this one last week we talked about. This is the top, just like a head. And we have the second part like the body of the person. And then we have the bottom layer, the waist and the feet. Then we need to know, see, the depth of each one, they're very much similar. And the center point got to be equal, at least similar. And the proportionate for the head, the body, and the leg, we have to try to figure out if this is the head. And start with the body. Look. And the waist, the feet. And you look good. You will never need, you cannot have the head is so heavy and big. And the body is tiny, it will not balance. And the flip is tiny like that, it will never work. It cannot hold. Or some of the character, they combine with true character. For example, prosperity, so you need to have the top part smaller than the bottom. Why? Also physical, it should work that way. What do you think this one? The head is too heavy, it cannot stand. The triangle, the upside down triangle will not stand by itself. So that's the theory I want everyone to understand. The same thing that have some character, they combine with 3 different characters. Which one? Okay, P. So this one also like a triangle. But you need to know the center line is important. So you see, if I put the center line here, you will see both sides similar. In this case, the top one can be slightly bigger than the 2 small mouth in the bottom is fine. Because this one forms a wider base, it can stand by itself. Okay? Now, last week we have some of the character that some of the stroke is very difficult and need a lot of practice to get it. This character is formed by 2 different characters. The first character on the right, on the left, is a person. A person, you can write it this way if it stands by itself, or you can write it this way if it formed with other. They all mean person. So for writing a person by itself, or to combine with someone, you have many different ways, many styles of doing it. This is one of them. This is the number 1. And the number 2, you can do it this way. This is the one that I like. I have a lot in my style of doing this. And also have number 3. You can do it this way. This one a little bit different than this. It's heavy here also, and slowly go wider. Okay? Why we have so many different styles or way of doing it? For example, if you have 3 different characters, they all have the side with the same size. For example, I have one like this. I have one like this. I have another one. I can do it this way, yeah. So if you make it 3 different styles, it will not look boring. From an aesthetic point of view, also look good. If you make every single one the same style, it looks like printing from a machine. It's not good. Okay, so this is the thing that we want everyone to remember. Now, later on, after I did the review, I will make all different strokes and ask every one of you come up here to practice on the blackboard. So you will know exactly how to do it. Even though some of them we did it before, can repeat it and repeat it will be better. Now, finishing the review. Today I'm going to share with you some of the way how to practice at home. In Chinese, we call 临木, 临木. Actually, it's two different actions. 临 means you put side by side and you view it, you practice it. Try to do the same. But this is a bit more hard for the beginning. So that's why they have another one called mu, means you copy. You put my homework and put a piece of blank paper on top. You can do two different things. One, you can put it like that and write on top without waiting. Just directly write on top, follow the shadow, a zero. Okay, you can do that. Or you put it on top and use a pen to outline the outside. And you have the shape and you fill up the empty inside. Also, it's good. What's good about this? Because they will allow you knowing when you start the brush and where you need to press down and how you to move the brush, changing the direction from left to right and finish. Okay, so this is one of them. Normally, for anyone that they haven't done any calligraphy before, this is the best way. Let me see if I can find some of the paper that they have this type of design that you can use water to write out and come on it, like that kind of paper. But I want the Lishu, not the hand printed. Because Lishu, let's say it this way. When we want to learn calligraphy, we have to know the method of using the pen. The method of using the pen is all the standard. For example, you need to start. If you don't know all the method, the way how to do it right, then you will never able to do it good. For example, the stroke for Lishu, you have to go this way, down and up. I explained that before. So this is called the right start, the short start on the first class we talked about. For example, if I want to do the person this way, and normally I outline, for example, so inside here, you have to start backward, come down, go down and lift the brush and return. Why? Because we don't want to have all the pointed out when the starting, right? So that is the method, the way how to use the brush. So when I will go to shop around. If I find something similar like this, I will buy some for everyone to recommend to buy so you can practice at home. Otherwise, using all my handout, the homework, and outline at home yourself and doing it. And view and review and view many times about my video, because my video that Bruce is doing every single week, it very close up to see how I'm going to use my brush. For example, in the horizontal stroke, you need to start with like a silken hat. So the silken hat, you press, you go slightly go down, and then you press upward, hardly press upward, and then moving your brush direction and move from left to right, passing the center, and you press down, and you're twisting your pen, your brush, and move upward. That's how the method. In Chinese we call 筆法, 筆法. If you don't have the proper way of how to do the brush, the proper method how to do the brush, you will never able to do anything, any other style. So that's very important. Now, this is one thing that I repeat because I want everyone to know. Normally the first half an hour, I will do the review, whatever we teach last week. And then another half an hour, I will give you some new information about calligraphy. That way will enhance and enrich your knowledge about the Chinese calligraphy. So when you're doing the Chinese calligraphy, it will help you to do a better job. Not only, you cannot just say, hey, all I need to know how to write. No, all the background related information, it helps you. For example, if you want to be a hairstylist, you go to school, they're not only teaching you how to cut the hair, they're also telling you about nutrition. What kind of lotion is good for the hair, and how your hair forms. Why? Because all that will enrich your knowledge when you're doing the hair. You look at people's hair, you say, oh, the hair is split out, or dry hair, and you know how to recommend them to use a different chemical. In calligraphy, the same thing. You not only need to know how to write, but you need to know about the Chinese literature and the old poetry, all that. Because that will make your calligraphy look different than others, have your own face, your own image. And that's the highest level that I want everyone to reach in the future. Okay? So now, besides talk about how to do your practice at home, now today I will talk about origami in Japanese, but in Chinese we call folding the paper. Why I want to talk about folding the paper? Because I asked everyone, I said, I hope by end of November, I hope everyone can write me a pair of poetry that celebrate the Chinese New Year. Okay? So here, we have many different types of paper and many different sizes of paper. The one I'm holding is called 4 feet full-size paper. 4 feet means the length, 4 feet. And they normally call this is 3 feet. Actually, this is not 3 feet, this is only 2 feet. But normally the width is about 30 inches. And the length is 4 feet, like 48, sometimes they 46 inches. So if people can tell you, I'll invite you and asking you to write me a 4 feet full-size art or calligraphy, this is what they meant. Okay, if people that say, hey, I want you to write me a poetry that 4 feet in half. When they say in half, they don't mean this way. They mean lengthy way. Okay, in Chinese we call 4尺對開, 4尺對開. Now, when you do that, normally you cut it, you fold it in half like this, corner to corner. I think that everyone already know. And then try, sometimes I do it this way. If it's too lengthy, what I will do, I fold it in half this way first, because my hand is not long enough, so you can put it this way. Remember, you don't have to be very accurate, because the paper, when they cut it out by the machine, they're not in the right rectangular or the right side. All you need to do is just at least give you some guideline. Okay, and then I fold it in half again. Then I'm gonna. This is only talking about cutting in half. It's nothing else yet. And you can use a knife or a blade to cut it. After that, I will tell you how to fold. If I want to write 7 characters on a piece of 4 feet half side. This is called half side paper. How can you fold it? There's a lot of trick. And in the future, I'm going to teach you how to fold it like a fan or a circle. And all that have a trick. Okay? If you want to write something like, I want to write 48 characters in one full size, also a way how to folding it. Now, before I cut it in half, this is the half side. Okay? Yeah. Play it along. Okay, so this is a pair. In Chinese New Year, the Fai Chun, we always do that, right? So in here, you can do it 4 characters. You can do it 5 characters. You can do it 6 characters or 7. Okay, normally 7 is very lengthy enough. If you want to do it all 9 together, that will be very tiny. So now I will talk only for the 7. So in order for you to fold them into the same length, now this one has a lot of line because I wasn't folding it nice. So let me try to make more even. So what you need to do, first of all, you put them all on top of each other. Why? Because when you're folding it, they are on the same length, same size. Okay? Folding in half. First, and then folding another half. So if you stop right here, you will have 4 characters. But what happens if you're folding it one more time? How many characters you think you will get? No. It's not wrong with 8 if you write here, but normally we need to leave more empty space. So you cannot write fill up all from top to bottom. It not look good. So normally, if you're folding like that, you can either write 7 or 5 or 6. Why? 7, you see, half here, half here. So each of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? The line here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So we write on the line.
Along the line. But if you do it like this way, 1, 2, 3, and it will become 5. No, sorry. Sorry. Here, right in here. You don't write on the line, but right in the middle or in between 2 lines. Then you get 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you have a lot of empty space on top. This also, for a reason, when you give it to people to laminate, sometimes they need to trim off some top. So you still have some space. So that's the only thing you can do. However, if you want to do it in 5 or 6, then you need to fold this one into 3, and then fold it in half. Then you will get 5 or 6. The way, the idea, the concept is the same. Either you write it on the line or in between the line. Then you get 5 or 6, 7 or 6. That's how you fold. This is a very simple one. Okay? Sometimes if you want to write a lengthy like that, then you need to know how many characters. For example, I write something. They have 200 something. Then what I need to know, how many words I want to write in one line. Then how many lines I have. Then when I need to fold, I need to fold it and I need to leave some empty space here for me to write the name. So you fold it in here, you leave some empty space, then you calculate how many lines, and you fold. And then that's how you do it. Okay? So now, I'm teaching all that, I'm sharing this information with you. I want you to remember, when it comes to the time, I believe next week we can start doing this. Okay? Pick on a pair of poetry I share on the WhatsApp, which one you like, then I will do the sample for everyone. Then you take it home and you practice. And outline, first of all, get a white piece of paper, outline it and do it at home. And then when you get familiar and comfortable, and you can write on this. And I will tell you how to write on it without screw up. You can, using a light pencil, get a square or a round dish, the size you want, you put on the center, you circle it, make sure that everything is in line, okay? But you can do it. Then keep all the homework. After a year or 2 years later, you look back and you know how much you have improved. Okay? About, again, the person. I purposely use a very light color of ink because I want you to see when I do the practice on the board. You can see how the brush moves. That's how you learn. For example, if the person like this. Another way of doing the person, when you do the one that they combine also. For example, the person in here is as a part of the head of the character, and then you need to make it very center. And the angle, here, if I draw the line, center line, okay? So you need to know the angle here and the angle here, they need to be similar, okay? Now, when you're using the paper that they have what we call the cross line, then you can see the center. So when you're doing this, you put this left stroke, open the angle you want, the second one, then you need to make sure that they are similar. And you start doing whatever the inside of the character you need to do. For example, I can say today, the word today, then you will still have all the space well lined up. You see, when I press down, I press hard, and then you lift up your brush and you move from right to left, and then return. And then I start from the top, from left to right, and I press down, and I turn. See, the angle got to be similar. You cannot just go one like this, and then this one like this. If you want to write something in the middle, that's not working. Here, that I need everyone to know, when we're doing the person, we split into a triangle. So you need to know, it's a wide triangle, like this way. So when you want to do this, remember, the bottom or the belly of the brush is always opposite to the tip of the brush where you want to go. For example, if you want to go straight down, very simple. See, the bottom of the brush is facing down, and the tip of the brush facing up, opposite. And then you can go, if I want to go this way, the tip is both pointing diagonal, and the belly, the bottom of the brush, also go opposite. Once you know the reason for this, the theory of the brush to move, then you can do this easy. You press down very hard, you lift up the whole pen. I don't mind at all. You can turn the direction where you want to go. You see the belly, go this way. Then you move. And then you turn this way. Make sure the belly and the tip opposite. Then you go. Right? If you go this way, but this one, the belly go down, then you go down. No trick. That's the physics. Okay? This one, even myself, I practice and practice many, many times before I get it. It looks so easy on me, but it's tough. This one, the shape is like this. I make it very large. And this is a very, very elegant stroke that we need to do. So go down, look at the arrow, and then you press up, then turn back in the center, and then move this way. Okay? Let's say, come and up, and press, return to center, then you move. Let me do it. You can see it, I come down very slowly, and then I press up. I press up very hard. I don't care. I won't make a mess. And then I lift up my whole brush, and then I go. Then I come back down. I push my brush in the dark area, very thick area. I come back down. That's it. Okay? So when you come down here, you need to press down as hard as possible. It won't bite you, don't worry. And then I lift up, and then I come down here. Get the touch. The brush needs to listen to you. Okay? Now, today we're going to talk a new character on my new handout. Today, none of this easy at all. They all combine with the single character symbol, like the mouth, the earth, or a female. The female one, the toughest one, is how you're going to make it center by itself. And I'm going to tell you the trick, how to make this center first. Or again, draw a line. Now you remember this. You start in the center of the line, and you cross the center of the line. Again, you start almost like in the center of the line, and you cross. Look, the trick is the cross got to be right on the center. If you do it this way, let me do it large one. If you do it this way, okay, and then you do it this, it's not centered. Then how it look like? It never stand. The trick is how to make the cross right in the center. That's the trick. Look. I start here. Here's the cross. I start here. I can start here. Doesn't matter. As long as cross at the center, it will stand. No other trick. Then you put a cross. Then the female, the woman, will stand by itself. Now I try to do a wrong way. I put it this way. put a line. I put it this way. Okay? And I put it this way. It's twisted. So the center is very important. The line, again, very important. Now, I try to do it in the right way, but in a twisted, but it still stand by itself, which is in your handout. I do it very short here. Go. I do it very high end here. I go like this. But the line it still stand as long as the cross is in the center. So when you practice at home, you can see I have many different style. I do it this way. The one that you just saw in the center, I do it this way. I also do it center, but it still stands. Even one end short, one end tall, still stand. Why? Because it's on the center. Okay? I can do it like this, very short in here, and here, very far away. But it stands because the center is just crossing. Why you do it this way? Why you don't open? Because you have another character on the right hand side. You need to give them some room. Now, this one is become another center. It's about the center. Make sure, understand. Okay? This is the first one. The second trick, the second very tough character that I want to talk is the mouth. Or the square, you can call. But the mouth by itself, like this. But the square by itself, if you draw a square, I'm talking about drawing. It's easy. You can make it stand very nicely. But if you want to put it in a calligraphy, it's different. Because they have thick, light kind of movement. Okay, so what I will do, this one, I will make the top one slightly different than the bottom. The bottom have a slightly open or wider than the top, the upper part. Now, whatever you need to do in the center, you make sure, do inside, you make sure you have a line in your mind. And I'm going to write the character, nation, or country. See? Center. And I put a small mouth here. And I put the stroke here. Dot. Come down. And this way. And then you close up. See? Then you look good. So what you need to do, the proper way, you do it this way, a bit open, the bottom. Either you can link together or you can separate a little bit, doesn't matter. Okay, now, you stop here. Now, you write it here. I purposely leave this open so you can see the center line in your mind. I want you to see the center line. I leave a little bit opening here. And you put the mouth. Now, inside here, you need to make sure that it's not too tiny. Otherwise, you cannot fill up the space. It looks very empty. It's also a little bit hollow. So you need to do this. Come down. Put a dot first. And then go down. And then put a short stroke, a horizontal stroke down here. Then all you need to do is to close up here. Heavy down. Light, lift up the brush. Come here, heavy down. Push up. And you look good. Okay, this is top, very top, this one. Another one that also top for the same word. 周围 means surrounding. This up or open for everyone to see. Now, this one is top. Why? Because you have so many twisted, and you want to make sure all this space is similar. The gap is similar. You cannot have this one too big and too small and big and small. Then you put the center line down here. Then you close up, link together, happy, and lift up, happy, close up. Make sure that you separate that into half, both sides even. Okay? You may ask a very good question, and this one I need everyone to know. In fact, if you do it the right method, doing the right way, may asking, in Lishu, you require to make the inside or turning corner of the L shape to be rounded, not corner. You see, it's not corner like this, sharp corner. The L shape, you cannot sharp corner. You need to be rounded, 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 rounded. So how can we do this? I'm going to do it quick this way, okay? Now, when I have this heavy, I normally start heavy, because when you start heavy, then you lift up heavy, and then you light up heavy from heavy to right. You already have the round inner corner, right? Now, when you move down to here, before you need to turn, you need to press hard and then lift up. What happened? You see, it's already round up by itself. You don't need to do anything. Right? When you press down and you see it round up, and you're turning your brush a little bit, go down. And then you heavy down here, and you lift up light, and the heavy coming up. They're all rounded. 只要記住，一嚟到呢個 turning 呢個 corner， 你大力呃咗落去，你拎起身，佢已經係 round 咗啦。咁你只要喺呢度 turn down。 Okay, any question? Stand very straight and move this one out of your sight so you can stare at it and do it. Okay, here's the big square. Start from bottom and up. Press down and return. Go and press down. Press and lift and move, lift and move, and heavy come down. Okay, thank you. Vertical first, second. You can have a dot, you don't need the dot, it's fine. That's the way how they design. Now, girl is a little bit trick. You don't make the head too tall. So you start light, press down, lift up, turn to crossing here. Light, press down, cross, And make sure the horizontal go with the middle of the turning. Okay, here, turning here. Press down, lift up. Another way, you can make the left hand side short and the right hand side taller, like on the side. Okay, go heavy, lift up. Now again, make sure that you go as long as the cross. See, when I move up a little bit, it's not centered, and it's not look as good too. So make sure that we have to do it right in the center. Up, press down, lift up when you move, and then return. Go. Now sometimes I let it broken a little bit, is fine. As long as you know the turning corner, you need to press and then go down straight. The mouth is a little bit, have some shape on it. Dot, move, and then center. Now here's the trick. You need to press down heavy, lift up, and then you move. Lift up the brush a little bit. Here, heavy, lift up the brush, and then turn back up. Okay? Now I make the center a little bit heavy. It's a trick. You do that because then you have the crossing is round. If you do it like very strict like this, and then you will have a sharp cross. That's the trick, right? Here. Here again. You can have it over a little bit. She's not feeling well.
She's hospitalized.
My brother took her to have some tests, but the hospital, they don't have the appointment. They were the one who called, left me a message. See, a little bit of the bottom wide open a little bit. Now, you start the box first, and then the center. This one I do it with a dot. The next one I don't do with a dot. Now this one here, you don't go too far down, only a little bit. Why? Because you need to leave a space for this center one to come down. If you go too low, it will block it. You're too cloudy here. Up, down, heavy. Now I do it a bit too fast. I should do it slow so you can see. It's the silken head, silken worm head. Okay. This is one of the way of doing it. They have another way. Actually, this is fine. They have many different ways. I'm going to show to you later. Okay, this one they have another way. Let me do it.
是一个头。
头字, yeah. Okay, so two way. Now this one that you need to know a difference because they both have the same curve. You don't want to make them exactly the same angle, otherwise it's not look good. Okay, so what you need to do is this one is this way, so you want to make this one a bit more come down here before you turn. Okay. So all right.